Let's just fucking start. Right,
Okay.
I'm here in the fucking dungeon with Kikoskia.
Hello.
We're to sort him right out here.
That sounds vaguely ominous.
Ominous, yes. Right, you ready for this?
I imagine so.
You wake up. You're gagging. There's water in your face. It's streaming down from somewhere. You are quite panicked.
Oh.
Yes, there's water beating down on you. Some of it got in your gob. That woke you up.
Okay.
Look around.
Well, no. Stand up is probably the first thing you want to do.
Okay, you stand up. The water's still coming from above, and it's slooshing past you on your feet. You can feel some things in the water being carried past you. Apparently the water is going to... it's sort of like... You stand up and it's rushing past you.
Mm-hmm.
And there's things in the water, and there's clanking. Of something that sounds like glass, both shattering and being knocked against itself. It's kind of dark, but there's some light coming from above where the water's also coming from. Moonlight, from what you can tell. Oh.
What kind of thing is the moonlight coming through? Is it a grate?
You look up, it's the grate. And the water is like, you see... Draw here. Above you, there's a grate. It's like this.
You've ruined the architecture of that fantastic painting.
Yes, right. And this is above you, and the water's coming in from one side here, like this. And it's just pouring down onto you, covering the entire room you're in. It's like, here's the grate, and the water's just coming down here and just... all down into the room, and then it's disappearing down here in the corner somehow. And you can sort of feel a few things. You're standing here with your tiny legs.
Those are very, very tiny legs.
Yeah. There. And
I think I have a few problems barring the water, like my tiny legs.
You gain tiny leg. No.
No.
You can feel shit going past you. There's apparently something, it's hitting here. The moonlight is coming from here, this angle as well as the water, so there's a bit dark here, and you can't really see for the water. But there's apparently something here it's hitting that's being washed down into whatever's in this corner.
What did I drink last night?
More of this water.
Oh. My character, believing that he drank a little bit too much, which is why he can't remember anything or where he is.
Or who he is.
Or who he is, has decided to feel forward with his hand to see what this thing that the water is hitting is.
There seems to be some sort of table there. There's some indentations on the table. There's been stuff on it, but most of it's been washed off and
What
down.
hasn't been washed off? Feeling around.
Well, there's whatever has been secured completely to the table. There's one little thing that seems to be. Let's do a little drawing here. Like here's the table. He's feeling here with his spindly arms. Like
With only 3 fingers.
extra finger. Okay, and then there's something that's sort of stuck here, and there's a metal rod stuck in this. The table it seems to be stone of some description. There's a metal rod sticking straight up here. There's something wobbling on the side of the metal rod. The water is washing down here still. Is that a fact, boys? And there's something on the back here that's sort of wobbling. It seems like it wants to try and get past. It's clanking slightly. Probably some sort of jar, vial, maybe?
Well, obviously the thing that you want to grab at this point, my character concludes, is the thing that seems the loosest, which is the thing behind the rod.
Well, he gets it. That's no problem.
What is it? If I hold it up to the light...
You hold it up to the light, and as you squint in the moonlight, you recall something about your body has become obvious to you.
What?
You gained the trait accustomed to the dark. Which means that any perception or observation roll you make in the dark gets one less obstacle for you. There you are.
Okay.
God damn it, the cat's going apeshit. And with that, you notice it's a little square jar. There's a cork in, and it's not big. It's kind of like large egg. And there seems to be some sort of powder in there. The label seems to have been washed off. Not that it mattered, since you can't read. Water's still pissing down.
Okay, holding on to that with one hand, I'm going to see what I can do with the rod.
The rod seems to have been something that's kept something else in place that is no longer there. You assume one of the bigger vials or jars or whatever the fuck it was.
Which is now gone.
Yes, there was a little, there's a little hook further up the rod, which you think might have held a large, what are they called? I'm gonna draw one while the cat goes apeshit. On these motherfuckers.
A flask.
Yeah, a flask of some sort where there's probably been fire under here. It's been held by the rod. And
Okay.
that thing's motherfucking gone.
Okay.
You also become acutely aware that you are naked.
Deal with that later.
Might be relevant for potential shards of glass, which you, thank fuck, have not stepped in.
Because I haven't moved my feet.
No, you haven't.
Can I wrench the rod from the table?
It's kind of hard to do anything with the water pissing down in front of you.
I can't really stop that.
Possibly not, but you try to wrench the rod from the table. It gives a little bit, but let's fuck it. Let's do a power.
Yay! I have power.
It's an obs 2.
I have 4 power.
Strongest man in the world.
Not that strong. Do I pass?
That you do?
Yes.
Well, yes.
3 success.
Well, in fact, would have said if you just made it, the rod would have bent slightly before you got it out, but you get the rod out fairly straight. You have a straight metal rod
Excellent.
with a little hook on it, and it bends
The hook,
slightly at the top.
The hook I can deal with later.
Indeed.
I have a rod.
You've acquired rod. The water's still pissing down, and you hear the jingle of what you think might be a chain being hit by water on both sides of you. Indeed.
Chain.
A chain, a little chain, not a really heavy chain, but a chain being hit by water and slapping against the wall on both sides of you.
I'm going to look on both sides of me.
You can look on both sides of you.
Yes.
It's hard to see in the dark with water slamming down on you, but you think there are some chains hanging down from the wall with a little handle in them, on both sides. There's one to the right and one to the left.
And I am not attached to them.
You're not attached to them, they're just dangling there.
That's odd.
Had you remembered toilets, you might have thought of a one of those pulley things to flush. There's the handle at the bottom of them has some inscription on it.
Can't read though.
No, you can't. Is that a fact, boys?
Darn squiggles. Which one has the longer selection of squiggles?
Oh, they're pretty much the same. One is slightly further down than the other one. Excuse me.
Sort of look at them.
You contemplate the chains.
There's one on my left and one. There's one on my left and one on the right. You say?
Yeah, and the right one is slightly further down than the other one, as if it's been pulled.
What if I pull that one?
The one that's been pulled?
Yep.
Nothing happens. It doesn't even give a little bit. It's as if it's already in the position that does whatever it's doing.
So I can't pull it back.
You can't shove it back into the hole in the wall, no.
What about the other one?
You're gonna give it a tug?
Why not?
The water stops.
Oh, that's a relief.
That's right.
Finally.
Kind of, it's a little easier to see now. It's still moonlight, but you see that there's it's pretty much the room is kind of like this. And it's slightly slanted down here. There's another grate here. And this is the light coming in here.
Okay.
And this table is stone,
It is stone.
Yeah, presumably to make it fireproof, you assume. And some fuck has probably done some shit, and this to make the some fire or something. And this is to, if the alchemist catches fire, he'll pull the chain and put himself out.
Right.
Most of the shit on the table has been washed down into the drain here. Possibly so he doesn't cover himself in acid. If he just it just lingers in the room. I've got hiccups and a crazy cat. This is fantastic.
I don't know who is the one that is more trapped, you or I.
There's also a door.
Oh, there's a door.
There's a door. You notice it. It's next to the thingy here.
What is the other item on the table? You said there was a squarish like one.
It seems like some sort of little what's it called, a little mound, or let me draw. Having a look at it, it's like from the top. You feel round in it, and it feels there's a slight indentation where there's what you think is ash.
Oh, it's some sort of bowl.
Yeah, it's a burny thing.
Well, I'm not putting my hands in that.
Dead.
Who knows what's put in there?
Ew. Boys,
The
for
door.
fuck's sake.
The door.
The door. The door.
What material is it made out of?
You have a knock at it.
I'm gonna have a feel of it, not
You
a
have
knock.
a feel of it. It's cold. Colder than wood. So it's gotta be some sort of metal.
Ugh.
Fuck's sake, boys. Cat is completely...
Doesn't open, I take it.
There's no visible way of opening it. Boys fucking flipped the table somehow. How do I... Oh god. I've forgotten how to... Okay, there. There we go. There. Okay. I'm back.
Fair enough.
Have a feel around the door.
Yes.
There's a little button.
Just one.
Yes.
I'm gonna prod it with the metal rod.
You prod it with a metal rod. What sounds like a doorbell rings. The door opens.
What's on the other side?
From what you can see, it looks like... Well, it doesn't look like much because there's no light coming in there. But from the... You have a listen at it, and from the sound the door made when it opened, the creaky sound and how it reverberated, you'd think it's some sort of cave, possibly natural. It's not like the stone tiles you were in here. You discover that you have the trait sharp ears.
Sharp ears.
Sharp ears. Any perception, listen check like that. Wait, no, I already gave you that, didn't I?
You gave me a cousin to the dark.
Well, okay, sharp ears as well. Any perception check that has to do with auditory shit, you get a +1.
Okay.
That's right.
Why? Because I've heard something?
Because you perked up your ears and you thought, this is retarded, I know a better way. And then you went, oh, I knew a better way.
Okay. So, I can't hear anything. So what can I hear down there?
There's some sound of wind. It's like there seems to be a draft or something.
Wind's a good sign, my character thinks. If there's wind, that means there's a way out.
Yeah, especially now that you've opened the door with the access to the room you were in, and there's like the grate that is the outside. The wind picks up a little bit.
Right. Well, I'm not afraid of the dark. I'm going to start heading out. Start heading in. Carefully.
Carefully. You head in carefully. It's kind of narrow. It's wet, slightly narrow. There's some soft bits sometimes you step in. It's not entirely all rock on the floor.
There'll be some dirt and some...
It doesn't feel dirt. It feels kind of spongy. Like little balls of things every now and then. Wet on the wall and some... I assume you have your hand out following the wall as well.
Kind of, yeah.
Not the wall, the cave.
Yeah.
Bit there, yeah. And there's something, it seems like... It's kind of soft. and sometimes it slides off on a particularly wet bit of the cave wall.
Not going to stop to examine that.
Yeah. There's a turn, you feel.
Left or right?
Both. It's not a T-junction exactly. From what you've been able to discern, you've felt your way down here. There's a veer. This veers off to this side, but there's some noise coming from up there as well. Wind shit.
There's no wind coming from the right-hand side.
A little bit, but it's not as much.
What does it smell like down the right-hand side?
The right-hand side. You remember something from your past.
Oh
You
dear.
have a keen nose.
Hmm?
Yes. So every time a perception check involving smelling shit, you get a plus.
Nice.
So what were you? A rat sniffer?
I've no idea, because I do apparently have the Ratiquette skill.
That you do.
I actually want to try and make a perception check using my array of skills.
Well, that's perception though, isn't it?
It is perception, which I don't have. So.
Well, perception is a stat, so.
Oh, observation. Sorry, I want to observe.
Well,
I'm gonna have to try.
you remember something from your past.
I'm remembering lots of stuff from my
Yeah, you
past.
are, because your dude is very.
Am I blind by any chance? So, all this time, actually, you saw none of this stuff. You are blind.
No, that's Luke. Don't tell him. And well, you have observation too.
Oh wow, that is a really good skill to have.
That is. Might make up a little bit for your abysmal perception. Notice that you do not seem to have anything visual pluses to perception beyond being accustomed to the dark. Which sort of like reflects your perception too. But you're good at noticing shit.
So I'm good at noticing things in the dark.
Well, still, I mean, the dark offsets the some of the obstacle from.
So I'm using this observation skill to try and observe what's ahead in the dark.
Which
so
which way?
Right. What is the
okay.
obstacle?
Do you stay here, or do you go slightly down there? Because there's a lot of wheezing wind here. You think you might get a better listen if you go slightly further in?
I'd go slightly further
You
down.
go slightly further. Okay, you're listening or you're smelling?
I am in fact smelling.
You're smelling. Have a smell. The obstacle is... No, this is a graduated test. So you just roll that motherfucker.
So roll 2 observation and see how many successes I get.
+1 for being good at smelling.
Smelling. Hey!
Oh, yeah!
I smell death! Oh no!
Yeah.
1.
There's a smell, definitely, and there's also a smell behind you and at your feet. It doesn't evoke any unpleasant memories. Not quite the opposite, but there's something about it.
What is at my feet?
Well, the things you've been stepping in.
What have I been stepping in?
And touching on the wall. Well, that's a good question. It's very dark here. You cannot see shit.
I'm gonna try pick that thing up off the ground, see what it is.
You pick the thing up off the ground. It's slightly... The top is round and there's a little sort of stalk-like thing coming out the bottom.
It's a mushroom.
It is indeed a mushroom. Would you like to have a smell?
No.
No, okay.
It's a mushroom. Why would I smell it?
Well, why would you eat it is probably more...
My character doesn't know that.
Okay, well, yes.
I'll put it down.
You've put it down.
Put it down.
You'll leave it there now.
I'm going to head down the right-hand passageway.
You head down the right-hand passageway. It narrows a bit, and then it opens up.
Mm-hmm.
And you're stepping in a lot of those fucking things.
The mushrooms.
Yes. And they're not stinging your feet, you notice. So they don't seem dangerous in that way. It opens up a little bit, and there's a little That's why there's this little wheezy hole. You think the little air is coming in through here? It's far too small for you to go in.
Do I have a beard?
You feel to see if you have a beard. You do in fact have something of a beard.
Okay. Is my hair short or long?
You have a feel at your head. You don't seem to have any hair. Or you have a little bit.
Not a lot.
Not a lot. Yeah. It's short. It's there's potential for hair, but someone has shaved your head recently. Within if you had any concept of time, probably 2 months or something. Maybe no, 1.
This doesn't please me.
It doesn't please you.
No. Is there anything in this room that I can see?
Well,
that's
it's
obvious.
Completely dark in there, so you need a little bit of light to benefit from your thing.
I don't have any light.
Don't have any light. No, there doesn't seem to be anything in there, but you're stepping in a lot of mushrooms, and you're also every now and then stepping on a sharp stone. You'll become very aware that you do, in fact, not have shoes.
Well, the having no clothes at all meant that I had no shoes.
Indeed.
I will leave this room. There is nothing here of any worth.
You leave the room. Should I draw you?
No.
Oh.
I know where I am now. I'm at the I'm at the junction where I will head the other way instead.
You head the other way. The wind goes slightly louder.
Good.
And there's a loud clang somewhere up ahead.
What kind of clang?
Sounds like some retarded motherfucker hitting a bit of metal as hard as he can with a big rock.
I will carry on slower with the metal rod ready to clout something.
You resume with the metal rod. There's something that brushes past your foot. It's small. It goes back. It goes down the way you came from.
I follow it.
You follow it.
Yes. What is it?
You get to the intersection. You're not sure which way it went. What do you do?
Well, I'm going to head the way that there was the tiny hole. If it's something small, it might be heading that way.
You head the way where there's a tiny hole. Will you listen at this point?
Yes.
Do an obs to listen.
An obs to listen.
That's observation plus or not plus your thing, depending on what kind of skill check you want. If it's a 2 versus 2, you get a difficult. If it's a 2, you get a difficult either way.
Alright, so might as well make it... Is a 2 versus 3 a difficult, or...?
It's both. Both are 2 versus 3 and 2 versus 2 are both difficult.
Okay. Right. Yay, 2 successes. I don't know the obstacle, but 2 successes.
The obstacle was 2.
Yay, I passed. What was it?
Squeak, squeak. Squeak, squeak,
I feel an affinity.
Go ahead and note down your difficult.
I have noted it down. I feel an affinity.
What do you do?
Well, for some reason, I know what to try and do.
Indeed.
I'm going to attempt to use Raticket.
You're attempting to use Raticket. How would you use Raticket in this case?
I'm going to use Raticket to convey that I am not a threat.
You will
greet it.
Are you trying to speak to it, mimic it, or are you just trying to get up to it in a manner that's unthreatening to rats? One of those is Raticket.
Which one is unthreatening to... Which one is Raticket?
The last one, I would say.
I will use that one then.
Okay.
Yeah. There's roll for my Raticket.
Yeah, that's an obs 1, because you're very unthreatening with your beard. You woke up
Success.
to the rat.
So there's that a 1 with 2 dice. That's a routine, isn't it?
1 with 2 dice. Let's have a look. That's on Raticket. Obstacle 1, 2 dice. Yes, that's a routine.
Okay.
Which you need...
I need 2 routines and 1 difficult or challenging?
Indeed. And you're ready. Okay, so yeah.
Okay.
Well, you think you're close to the rat. You can hear it squeaking. It's somewhere on the floor. It's not fleeing from you.
I kneel.
It's doing something. You kneel. The rat does not move wherever it is. You don't hear it run away anyway.
Well, I say to more to it than myself.
All right, mate. It goes back.
No,
it doesn't.
you're the only other alive thing I've seen on here. Well, Not seen. Heard.
Squeak, squeak, nibble, nibble.
What's your name? Of course, no, you can't talk.
Nibble, 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 nibble.
This may seem odd, but I'm going to reach my hand out to it.
You reach your hand out to the rat. You sort of. Actually, that's an Obs 2 Radicate, I'd say.
I'm still going to try.
You're very close to it.
I am carefully going to do this.
You're going to do it carefully.
Yeah.
You know the consequences of failure with carefully.
What is it?
You don't have enough time. In this case, it will probably fuck off.
That's fine. That's fine. If I fail, then I don't have enough time.
Well, I mean, it's like you're moving your hand very slowly, not to spook it, and
yep,
it's done.
That's fine.
Yeah, all right.
That's what I would do.
And
ooh, I could explode the 6.
You could explode the 6, but this is not a life-threatening situation, so
it's not a life-threatening situation, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Okay.
However, that is a 3 versus 2, which is a difficult, which I might want to keep instead of the routine. You can only keep 1 per scene.
Yeah, you can, but do you need both? I mean, it's 1 difficult or 1 challenging. You need the routines.
That's true. I do need the routines more than the challenging. So yeah, okay, it goes.
Yeah,
it leaves.
It goes. You get to brush up against the rat, but as soon as you brush up against it, it fucks off into the hole, you assume. But it drops whatever it was nibbling on.
Ooh, what was it nibbling on?
It was one of the mushrooms. It occurs to you you're hungry.
Well, if the rat will eat it, then it's probably safe to eat.
Will you attempt this?
Yes.
Same one the rat ate, or one that
you think... A different one, not the one the rat ate.
You pick another mushroom up.
Is it the same texture?
It seems the same texture, but as far as mushrooms go, what does that mean in the dark?
True. Picking up the other piece of mushroom. If I head back to where the moonlight is...
Indeed.
I could see if it's the same
yes,
kind
you
of
could,
mushroom.
and you do that, and it is.
Oh, good. I will try this piece of
It's a little inoffensive white one.
Yeah, we'll try it.
You have a nibble. It tastes all right. There's actually quite a lot of liquid in it. You think it's okay. You remember something from your past. You've eaten this before.
Oh.
It's all right. Have survival too.
Oh wow. I'm getting a feeling of what my character already is. Not the best one I've remembered tasting, but
it's all right. Well, you don't remember tasting anyone, so technically it is the best one you remember tasting.
I will get a few of them.
I
will collect a few mushrooms.
Where will you carry them?
That is a good question.
In your beard?
I will eat a couple until I feel more satisfied with my hunger.
You feel very satisfied with your hunger, and it was okay. The smell. You're slightly thirsty, but
yeah, I can deal with water later.
If you want to have a thought about water, you could try rolling survival.
I could try rolling survival. It's a good idea.
Gonna do it. You can Obs 2. You get a hint.
Yeah, let's have a look. See. That is not encouraging.
No, it goes off. There we go. Well, you go.
No. So that's 2 versus 2. That's another
it's 2 versus 2. That's a difficult.
I sort of go.
Oh no.
It's a shame it's all gone from up there.
I can tell you what would. Well, you could have always pulled the other one, but I can tell you what hint you would have gotten. But you're not allowed to act on it then.
No, I'll just keep moving on down the corridor, down the left-hand corridor now.
Keep moving down the left-hand corridor.
Back to the clanging.
You go back near the clanging. You feel the floor is more. It starts becoming tiles of some description. Cut stone. Less chance of you hurting your feet at least.
Good.
There's what you think is a door as the stick thing prongs against metal in front of you. There's a slight...
In front of me?
In front of you. There's a slight bit of what seems to be, well, what is light coming from below it. Like a little crack below the door.
I'm going to listen at the door.
You listen at the door.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me your observation with your... you had some ear shit, didn't you?
I have sharp ears.
Yeah, go ahead. Observation +1. This is an odds 2 right here, motherfucker.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, you hear some splashing. What sounds like chains being dangled, but it's not. It doesn't seem to be coming from the room right behind you, but right behind the door. It seems to be off somewhere else slightly. There's a slight amount of swearing as well.
Does this door have a button by any chance?
You feel around for a button. There doesn't seem to be one.
There's no handle.
There isn't, but there's a small crack underneath it, and there are no hinges either. You note.
Does it push open?
It doesn't.
Does it pull open?
It doesn't. It seems like that it's sort of, from what you can feel, it seems like it's like this, and this is the wall. So.
Does it pull sideways?
It does not.
Does it lift up?
Well, the question here would be, do you lift? Shall we find out?
We're about to find out if I can lift the door
You're doing
open.
motherfucking squats. It is an obs 2.
Obs 2 power?
Yes.
Well, that's not particularly difficult for my character. I hope.
Say rolling all ones, breaking your legs.
No, it is not particularly difficult for my character with 4 successes.
You slammed the fucking door right up into the ceiling. Normally these fucking things come right back down again, as Ollie learned yesterday, but you somehow broke it.
Now it's permanently open.
Hammering it up into the fucking ceiling, and it's just stuck there.
I move past it,
You move
knowing
past
full
it.
well that it could close at any point.
You're in a fairly well lit room. It's square, and is it like this? There are no. There's a door here. There's a door here.
Which way did I come in?
You came here.
Okay.
And there's a door here. It seems to be lit up by these. Every other tile seems to be glowing slightly. This tiles here and there seem to be glowing under this faint blue light. And I think this is where we'll stop.
That's not good. Glowing lights, my arch nemesis.
Oh no, lights. Naked beard dude. As you go into the light, by the way, you notice that your skin is slightly brown.
Okay.
It's darker. Okay. Well, this is where we're gonna stop.
This is where my character dies.
Well, homework, right? So you don't remember who you are at all.
No.
No. So you have none of the driving force behind Burning Wheel, which is instincts and beliefs. So homework for next time is, with what has happened here today, solely that, one instinct, one belief for next time.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. And
right.
Then there will be Luke's turn, and then hopefully all 3 of you will be together in this room that has 3 doors that aren't the one you came from. Right?
And then I kill all of them.
It is certainly possible.
No. Probably not. Who knows?
One of them might be a rat and you try to speak to him and he gets very salty. Anyway, yes, that is it from me today.
Okay.
Good night, gentlemen.
See ya.
And that's that.